Hi y'all, welcome back to a new video. I'm going to be doing this witchy set on my guest today. I love it and she loved it. So I'm going to start off with the Mood Effect collection. I'm going to be using Bad Habits from Glam & Glitz. And then I'm going to be using my Protein Bond from Young Nails. And I'm going to prime the nails all over the natural nails. And then I'm going to go back a second time and do all around the cuticles. So I'm going to grab a medium-sized bead and place it right where the tip and the natural nail meet, and I'm going to work it down to the tip. I'm going to be doing this in smaller beads because the consistency of this is a little different than what I'm used to with the Glam & Glitz powders. So after I do that, I'm just going to make sure that I cover the whole nail, and then I'm also going to go back again with another bead, and I'm going to place it around the cuticle, make sure I get it nice and tight, and try and make it as perfect as I can, because I did notice that this color does stain the skin a little bit, so I try to be very careful with not getting it on the skin. So once I'm done with this nail and I like the way it looks, I'm going to continue and finish all the nails, and then I will explain to you my next steps. You'll notice that I kind of skip over some fingers sometimes, or I might skip a certain step. It's really just because I get out of shot sometimes. I'm still kind of getting used to holding it in this certain place. So once I'm done applying my colored acrylic and I like the way it looks and it is fully covered the nail, I go in with some clear acrylic and I am just capping the nail to protect that color for whenever I file and shape, and I'm also creating the apex at this time. With nails that aren't super long, I like to first apply right around the cuticle area, and then I will drag that down, and I want to make sure that I get it real nice and tight around that cuticle area, and then I will add a second bead up in the middle of the nail and then drag it down and finish covering up the tip. If they are longer, sometimes I will put my first bead in the middle of the tip and then go back into my cuticle area. It really just kind of depends what mood I'm in, what length and what shape they are. There's really no right or wrong way to do it. As long as it gets covered and you get your apex, then you're good. I also want to add that because this is a dark color, I am using my clear a little more runny than I normally would. Just that way I really don't have any bubbles in it, because since it is such a dark color, you can really tell. So that's just kind of something that helps me with the bubbles, is I just use my clear acrylic for capping, just a little extra runny, as you can see. So this is after I filed and shaped the nails. So my inspiration is from a young nails mentor. Her Instagram is Nail Sensation AZ, and then I also incorporated some from Janelle Akers, I believe is how you pronounce it. Her Instagram is Nailed by Nell. I'll be using Mission Control by Young Nails in the color Fizz, Sonic, and Overdrive. I'm also going to be using my Young Nails striper brush. So I'm going to start off by doing a cross. I'm going to make sure that the top of the cross is thicker than the bottom, just to kind of make it look like a dagger, just to make it look a little more creepy and Halloween-y. And then I'm going to have her flash cure that while I start working on her next design. So I'm going to be kind of making like a half moon shape around the cuticle area, just to kind of give it that eye illusion. I'm going to make it pretty thick right here. I want it to kind of pop out, you know, make it stand out. And I also want to make sure that it is fully covered, that there's no splotching or no patchiness in the white. On her ring finger, we're going to be doing a pentagram. I had already tried this and I made the lines too thick, so I started over. So I'm going to go around that cuticle and I'm going to make just a thin line, and then I'm going to cure it, and then I'm going to come back and kind of perfect it a little more. And then I went out of shot whenever I did some of this design, so pretty much I just drew an X, literally. And then from the top 2 points of the X, I drew straight down. And then I end up getting back into the camera view, so you'll see what I do after that. I do make sure that I cure in between doing each step, just that way if I do mess up, I don't have to completely start over. So as that's curing, I'm going to go back to my eyeball, and I'm going to be using the Sonic color. And I'm just going to be placing just kind of a little circle right in the middle of the eye, just to, you know, give it an eye. And then I'm going to cure that. I went out of shot a little bit doing some of this part, but that's okay because you can still see what I did. Honestly, all I did was I kind of just drew a bunch of little lines underneath it. Not really so much like eyelashes, but just kind of like, I don't know, random lines. And it's black on black. I did that with the overdrive, so you won't really see it until this light hits it a certain way. And then I also just kind of drew this random line in the center of the eyeball, and I don't know, I just kind of liked it. She liked it, so we just went with it. Now that I'm back in shot for the pentagram, I'm going to go from the bottom parts of the X that I made, and I'm just going to draw a line and connect them. And then I'm also going to just kind of straighten up any lines, make sure that my lines are fully covered. They're not really splotchy or anything. And then I'm going to cure that. So I'm going to outline that bottom line of the eyeball. That way it is nice and sharp. And then I'm going to cure that. I'm going to be doing some little smoky / foggy nails. I'm going to be putting fizz on the nail. As you can see, I literally just put random stripes out, and I dip my brush in some alcohol, and I'm just going to be patting it in random spots. How I do it is I just try and really get those thick lines that I drew just to kind of spread out. That way they're not so thick, and honestly, there's no right or wrong way to do this. It's once you get it to how you like it, then stop. And that's pretty much what we did. And we did that on a couple of nails, so you'll see me go through. I do draw different lines each time. I'm not really too specific on where my lines are or where I touch my brush. So really, you just kind of go with it. You make it your own. There's no right or wrong with this. So I'm going to top coat with my Kira Sky matte top coat a couple of nails. On my left, or on her left hand, I'm going to do the smoky nails, and then on the right hand I'm going to be doing my pentagram and the cross nail, and then the rest are going to be shiny. So I go in, I put this on, and then I'm going to go in with my Young Nails stain resistant top coat. This is my favorite top coat that I've ever used. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on the remainder of my nails, and then I'm going to cure that for 1 minute, and then I'm going to come in and wipe off the sticky layer on top, and then you'll see the outcome. You can kind of see the ombre effect that it gives because of the heat from the natural nail. So this is my video. We are coming to an end, and if you liked it, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. See y'all in my next video.